I'm gonna. So two things I have to do is I have to tune this guitar, which means I'm gonna need a tone. And normally I would let my so I have two questions for engineering. The first question is, do any of you have a spare 9-volt battery? They didn't see this one coming, did they?
No.
They're kind of all looking at each other, trying to think of whether they have a spare 9-volt battery. They're thinking about what they could steal from somebody else to get a 9-volt battery out. This is fascinating.
Are you just going to lick it, or...?
No. I'm going to, if we do have a spare 9-volt, I can make use of it. I only need to make use of it for about a minute.
There might be some in the battery rack.
No kidding. Paul?
There is not.
There is not in the battery rack. Okay, can anybody solder together 6 AA batteries?
No.
Don't do that. Solder directly in the battery? Okay. Then the second thing, I'm going to ask my audio engineer. Hi, Sean. Can you find me?
What's that?
Can you find me something that plays a 220 hertz tone?
Let me see what I can do.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to go wash my hands.
Maybe that will work.
That's not quite it, I don't think.
Okay.
That's closer. I'll let Ian discover that treat I've left for him later.
Did you just shove all your garbage into your tailor drawer?
This is really neat.
Mangle Pixel, are you still in chat? Did you do the shift transition swipies? Where like the Z goes across? If you did, it's cool. And if you didn't, it's still cool, but... Yay!
Yay!
Cool!
Yay!
Yay! We were talking about it earlier, but we didn't know.
Incidentally, yeah, any cool animated graphics that you see during Desert Bus, 90% chance it's Megapixel.
It's a really easy guess. It's just...
Jen rocks it.
Somebody drowned a Smurf in our toilet.
Smurf had it coming.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Gargamel was a volunteer this year.
Well,
Wait, you think he was making Smurf soup in the toilet?
Smurf toilet wine.
see, I could haul out the tuner that's on my phone. I just would like to have everybody enjoy a 220 hertz
I
tone.
bet. My favorite.
If you can't find one, audio engineers, oh, you do have something? Sweet. Please play it for me.
Is this helping?
Not really.
It'll make more beats the better we do.
That's great, thank you. We got a buzz.
Bam. Bam.
Is that because that one was too close to the peg?
It might be, what's that buzzing against?
It's the bees.
Are you running it too close to power cables? That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You get a buzz on the line.
He's trying to communicate. It's like the Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
25 minutes, or a little less than 26 minutes, left in the Fantasy Eyeshadow Bundle number 1. $5.51, or multiples thereof, to enter for these 4 very pretty eyeshadow palettes inspired by fantasy folk.
Oh, that's not the right. Hang on.
I feel like I bet like that the sound of sort of somebody tuning a guitar, depending on what your like if you came from like a musical family where people played guitars a lot, or like depending on like deep childhood connotations, probably like could have very positive or not so positive
Yeah,
connotations.
just constantly hearing this happen, like, oh god, not this.
Or maybe like somebody in the chat was saying this is very relaxing. Guitar Samar.
The really fancy people tune with harmonics, and I don't know how they do it. I just learned how to play harmonics on my electric the other day, and I was like, oh, this rules, and then immediately forgot.
We just do the
Yeah, kind of just. It's like it's really cool when you can do it.
I thought you were going to say they tune with a harmonica.
See, now all the strings. Now that I've actually put tension on the neck, all the strings are out of tune again.
Now, the fact that you don't have the bottom string, is that going to mess up the tension though?
No,
It shouldn't make it too big a deal.
it's the tiniest, weakest string.
So it doesn't actually add that much to the whole endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get there soon.
Damn, that's almost there. Oh, I don't think I want to touch that.
Harmonics is where instead of like plucking the string or strumming it, you hit it against the fret.
What's the advantage of doing that?
You get a higher sound. You get a octave higher.
Oh.
So if you play the harmonic by tapping the fret instead.
Like that little tiny noise you can hear when he hits the finger is the harmonic.
Is that better to tune with?
I've seen people do it because they're like, well, if you do the harmonic, then you get to hear both what the string sound. If you do it on up here, if you can play the harmonic, you can get both the string to ring and you can get the harmonic to sound at the same time, and then you can hear both of them. I believe is the idea. So you'll actually know, like, oh, I can actually hear that they're both in tune with each other, which they should be regardless. I thought so. I think there's a different reason to do it.
Can you tune it? You can't tune those separately though. You can't tune the string versus the harmonic.
Yeah, you can't tune the string to its own harmonic because it's always playing its correct harmonic. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm not sure what it's for. Again, oh, also frees up your finger for the other string. Okay, that's neat.
Cool. I mean, it is super cool to see when you see sometimes the video of a guitar playing, if it's taken either like slow motion or more often
Or you see the wobble.
where it's done with like a rolling shutter or
Oh,
like
yeah.
a certain types of cameras, you'll see the like string wobble
Can't play with it a high E though.
Mhm.
Stay calm, the sun. We don't. It's not quite all that. It's not quite all there, but.
Yeah, it sounds real weird without the last string in place, but you play what you got. So that's a fine. I'll pick up another one tomorrow, or I'll ask somebody who's awake to go get one for me. Could always
The hell you do that when you're asleep?
to take advantage of my friends, I guess.
You can always add it to the list.
I'd have to see what they have on sale first, because I can't, obviously don't want people to just pick up another box of 6 for me. That would be wasteful. But yeah, so the sound is different. Like it's richer, like it's brighter, I guess is maybe the way to put it. Even though that they say that these strings are warm, slick, and fast. So there should be like a warm tone, right? And I'm like, but if you heard me earlier,
Yeah, don't say.
yeah, if you heard me earlier say playing, it's like these sound a little bit brighter. They they're brand new strings, so they should.
I don't know. Maybe this would be just the missing the string. But somebody says, does Beej know any jazz?
On the guitar? Not really. I mean, does Green Onions count? Like,
The old 5-string jazz guitar.
Hey, Caravan! Whiplash!
Kramer?
Back the knife!
yeah, do that, but God, oh man, they play so fast now. Oh God, I gotta change my strings out every 6 months. I've been not touching my guitar for a while because I've been finding it difficult to play, and I'm like, oh, I need to change my strings. That's why, and then I never get around to it. Now that I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
When you say it plays fast, what does that mean?
Well, the coating on the strings is to make it slicker for you to touch and play them
To
as well.
slide up and down.
Yeah, and it's also supposed to help them last longer. But so they've tried coated strings apparently in the past, like over the years. It's like, what can we do to strings to change them up, make them do different things? And coating them was one of the things. It's like, well, they rust, so what if we can put a coating on the string to make it not do that? The problem is that if you put a string in like wax or something to try to keep it from ringing, it can't ring very well because it's covered in something, right?
Makes it heavier.
Yeah, dulls
Right.
the sound. So
You drag.
yeah, this is you could play very fast because so well, then what if you cover them in oil? I'm like, I guess you could, but
Cuts through the air.
if you coat them in like a thin coating of oil, or it's like, well, that's your hands already doing that, or it's supposed to if you have hands that aren't mine. So this
Vaseline.
yeah,
I do. As a matter of fact.
you're in possession of 2 hands that aren't mine.
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
Don't ask me where I got them.
So this is like a newer. Elixir's been doing this, I think, for a while now, like maybe a decade or so. They've maybe making these, and I would not go buy these because I wouldn't buy like fancier strings because I just felt like I'm spending a lot of money on guitar strings, and why should I do that? And then I tried them out, I think on my electric, and I was like, these sound better, and they do last longer because it takes longer for the coating to come off and takes longer for the strings to rust. And I really, really like them as a result. And I forgot how good my guitar sounds and feels and plays, both of them, when I put brand new strings on them, which teaches me that I have to do it more often.
And I mean, you say like, oh, these are more expensive. But I mean, if the difference is like $10 versus $20 every 6 months, like that's a pretty marginal.
Exactly. I would leave my strings on for years and not touch them because I'm like, I touch my guitar maybe once a week kind of idea, so I would never go change my strings. And you just get used to it.
Right.
Like, why does my guitar sound like crap? Oh, I should every 6 months be changing my strings out. That's okay. I'm allowed to do that. I'm a man who makes some money. I can afford to spend strings on the things that I like, so